Hey, Tim David here, author of Get Speaking Gigs, the book, and founder of GetSpeakingGigs.com. And got to say, I just got off of a Zoom presentation for a large company. You will recognize the name of this organization because it was indeed Zoom. How do I book speaking gigs at top organizations? That is what we'll learn in today's video. Stick around. All right. Now, as always, if you are a YouTuber, if you are a speaker, if you hope to be a speaker, I am using TubeBuddy to help with my YouTube channel and my YouTube content. And I recommend you use TubeBuddy as well. Blows me away with all the features and cool things that it has. Also, marching towards $500,000 in 5 months. Would love for you to jump behind the scenes and get all the details of how I do what I do. Now, real simple. If I were to retrace the steps, and I always ask the clients how they hired me, how they found me, and this is no different. Basically, what they had said was, we saw your stuff and we liked this aspect of your stuff. Now, that begs two questions. What was the stuff? And how did that stuff get in front of them? Now, here's what the stuff was not. A cold email to a prospective client, right? That is not what the stuff was. Basically, it worked out where I have a relationship with a speakers bureau. They actually went to the speakers bureau. They said, hey, we're having this thing. We need some help booking some speakers. We do a whole series. We need lots of speakers. And they said, why don't you try Tim David? Now, Tim David has gotten some really great feedback for us in the past. Okay, so hear me on that. Lesson number one, greatest marketing piece of all time is a great speech, or at least, energy in your delivery and being enthusiastic about your topic and being clear about what your topic is, which leads me to point number two. Not just did I get good feedback, not just did they watch the videos and see the energy, but also I clarified for them exactly what my content is about. I clarified in a written document, one page, not a one sheet, right? I say death to one sheets. That's what I say. And I use something that I call my clarity document, and it is not describing what I do. It's packaging what I do. So I take great care in language assets that help promote my programs. So if you were introduced, if you came to me and said, Tim, just introduce me to your clients, and you said, I'll pay you $10,000 just to introduce me to your clients and just pitch me to your clients. I don't know if I'd be able to do that, right? Not legally, ethically. I don't think there are any considerations there, but I don't think I would be able to pitch you. I don't think they'd be able to book you unless you had those language assets in place. Like when I asked the question, okay, great. Well, what do you speak about? Because I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to my clients and I'm going to try to sell you. So what do you speak about? And if you tell me 45 minutes worth of an answer, then that's not clear. That's not refined. So I know this sounds unsexy. It sounds maybe even borderline obvious. However, I can't stress the importance enough. So many speakers cross my desk. I had this call for speakers come. I put out this call for speakers. I'm getting inundated, right? People just want to speak. I get it. I understand. They want to throw their hat in the ring. But before you throw your hat in the ring, why don't you maybe dust it off a little bit? Why don't you make sure it's the right kind of hat? Make sure you're throwing it into the right ring, maybe. And as you toss it, make sure, use the right arc to maybe get over some of the barriers in the way. Lots of analogies here that I could take and run with. But here is the takeaway for you. Know what you're offering. Know what is going to give you the best chance to get booked. Right? Know what, if you put it in front of them, this is what the client said to me, Zoom. Now I checked, they're not a Fortune 500 company. They're like number 680 on the list or something like that. But they are one of the world's most recognizable brands. Everybody's got a Zoom account, especially since COVID. So when they said to me, Tim, here's why we booked you. We liked this phrase in your speech subtitle. Like 3 words got me a speaking gig where there were 3,000 people registered for this event. And how is that possible? So I was in the right place. I had built up the relationship clout with someone who had the ability to introduce me. I equipped the person who was going to introduce me with the language and the things to say. Because here's the key about having a clear packaged message. It doesn't matter if you can sell yourself. It doesn't. Say that again. I'm going to say that again. Gosh, print this on your soul. Put this, etch it into the part that remembers all the important stuff, like where you were when your first child was born, or like the lyrics to Bieber's music. Get this on your heart. You can't sell yourself. I don't care how good you are. You can't sell yourself and get the gig. Why? Because major corporations, right? That's what we're talking about in this video. Major corporations have like speakers committees, speaker selection committees. So even if you sell yourself and do a perfect job of it, whoever that is, right? Whoever that is going to have to turn around and then pitch you to a group. And if the level of clarity isn't enough so that you can break through that game of telephone, and if you say everything that you do and you package it perfectly to that person then has to be able to go around and do the same thing and have it maintain that clarity. So that's why my bureau was able to present my offering. They actually sent them the actual document. So I equipped them not just with, this is what I speak about, but also here are the words that I use. And there was no flashy pictures of me standing on stages. There were no clips of me speaking on stages and video. It was just text, Microsoft Word, no graphics at all. Again, not a one sheet, just clarity, just packaging, right? So that was the exchange. And then they went through their process, right? They have their speaker selection process. They talked about it. They each shared, well, I like this and I like that and I like this. And a big part of it was, Tim, watch your other videos and your energy's there, right? Your energy, your enthusiasm, your excitement, your passion. So I've said this over and over and over to my Get Speaking Gigs clients. A bookable topic that's going to get you booked at major corporations. Number one, something that you are passionate about. Right. You can tell me, oh, Tim, if you get $10,000 for a corporate speech, I can get passionate about any topic. You just tell me what they're booking. Doesn't work. Right. So you've got to be passionate so that energy comes out when you speak, so that people start referring you and creating that network. Number two, you've got to pick a topic that is bookable, right? That people are paying for. That's a big part of the reason I got this gig, is it was a relevant topic. It was relevant to that organization. It's relevant to their audience. And, I talked about, I'll just tell you, the future of working together, right? And that was the title. And then the subtitle had some other components that, again, I teach Get Speaking Gigs clients how I structure titles and subtitles and why they're so important, and why I say that your speech is your number one marketing tool and your speech title is your second most important marketing tool. And this gig was a perfect thing. I mean, I'm wearing this because I delivered this earlier today, right? But I'm not missing my live stream for you all either here on my YouTube channel. So I'm a little late, right? Because I was a little flustered in terms of prepping and making sure everything is ready for 3,000 people to visit here in this room, right? With this setup, and had a blast. It was a lot of fun. But how did I get it? Passion. It's a topic that people, would pay for. And three, it's a topic that I'm perceived as maybe an authority in. If you don't like the word authority, if you don't like the word expert, maybe you can be a champion, maybe you can be an advocate. But ultimately, I'm positioned in such a way where they would say, yeah, I feel safe in this person's hands. Yes, this is someone who can speak on that. This isn't a, bald man selling hair cream. This isn't, I don't know. There's congruency there. So even though I had never spoken this particular, this was the first time delivering this particular topic, right? I still had related positioning, right? Statements, having written books on related topics and delivered related presentations, et cetera, et cetera. These are things you develop over time, but I will tell you this: major corporations rarely will take a chance on you. if you're saying, you know, I can speak, I promise, just take my word for it. Like, they rarely take your word for that. Rather, they do have bosses they have to answer to. They do have stakeholders and key constituents that they hope to impress. And I'll tell you, as someone who's hired speakers, it's terrifying to put someone else on the stage who's going to speak for you. So there definitely has to be all three of those elements in place. Passion, got to be a bookable topic that people will pay for. And it's got to be something that you could be perceived as an expert in. So that is my 2 cents for today. I see nothing in the comments, so we'll leave it at that. And we will speak soon, probably, maybe even mañana. Let's go ahead and disappear in a puff of smoke.